the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more. And by our sleep, we say, to end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death,
Henry could have picked us up in front of the theater.
But I wanted to walk. Oh, Amos, look. Do you think someone's trying to tell us something?
I don't hear a thing.
Buses, bandits. It cost me 42 cents to go into town this morning and 63 cents to come back. Why, they raise their fare every 10 minutes.
Something should be done.
And when I go to get off the bus driver told me I owed him 12 cents. But does he have change for a $5 bill? No. He holds up the whole bus while I run across the street to the drugstore to get change.
Oh, so that's why.
Oh, well, I couldn't run across the street with Ernestine. That's why I asked him to hold her. It was very nice of you, too.
Any time at all.
We must take you home now, Ernestine. It's just getting too expensive to live. Oh, but I have a little something for you.
Really, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You got a good job, huh?
She's loaded with money. Now, there's nothing in that window that could possibly interest you. Shall we go? Excuse me. Yeah? Oh, yes, Tim. Killed? When? Well, we were just there. All right, I'll be right over.
Who was killed?
It's a long story.
My editor likes long stories, especially when they're exclusive.
All right, come on.
I'll scream! Louder, Amos!
Shame. Drinks. Quit? Can't.
It's Burke's Law.
Oxygen.
I use oxygen.
I use oxygen.
Are you currently on oxygen therapy? If so, there's something new available to help you regain your freedom and independence.
I don't wait for deliveries anymore.
Introducing the Inogen One, designed to replace all your other oxygen equipment, giving you the ability to do what you want, when you want.
I don't worry about running out of oxygen anymore. I don't hear cylinders clanging around in my trunk anymore.
The small, lightweight Inogen One system isn't like the portable oxygen cylinders you may have seen before. It's a...
All right, I'll tell it again. But when I tell it again, I'm not going to tell it again.
Tell it again.
Mr. Dugan, this is Captain Burke.
Well, it was a little after 12. I knocked on the dressing room doors. Thought everybody was out. Turned the lights off, closed the stage door, and started for home.
But you never arrived home, right?
I'm getting to that. Maybe you'd rather tell it.
Oh, he's sorry, Mr. Dugan. Tell it your own way.
I'm trying to tell it my way, but he wants me to tell it his way. Well, anyway, That's when I remembered the burner.
What burner?
The burner I used to heat the coffee. I forgot to turn it off, so I came back.
And that's when you found Trevor's body.
You gotta have all the taglines. I found him right where he was laying. Pretty dead.
The victim was apparently stabbed with a spear, the impact causing him to fall off the balcony, resulting in multiple skull fracture.
What did you do after you found the body?
I called the police, which was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life.
Did you notice anything unusual?
Well, it's not usual to find a dead actor every night.
Mr. Dugan, we're looking for motives. Was there anything that you noticed was out of place or in disorder?
Well, the lights were on. Maybe Trevor's turned them on to rehearse. That might have done it.
Done what?
If anybody was listening to him reading Hamlet, they had a good reason for killing him.
Mr. Dugan.
Well, that's all I know. All you know as much about it as I do. So good luck to you. I'm going home and get some sleep.
In good time.
This is a good time.
Mr. Dugan, we haven't explored one very interesting possibility.
Write me. Let me know how it comes out.
Say, for example, Roland Trivers was alive when you came into the theater.
I don't like the example.
That means you could have killed him?
That's the funniest thing I don't think that's funny.
But it's worth a thought, isn't it? All right, you can go home now. I'll call you when I need you. Get some sleep.
Who's sleeping? I couldn't sleep now. My life depended on it.
It may.
We found this on Trevor's makeup table. His address of the theater.
Pretty girl. Who is she?
Wish I could tell you.
So do I. Love remembered. No signature.
No, just the 2 words.
Love remembered. It's familiar. Tim, this is my kind of case. Interesting, intriguing, and impossible.
Well, Amos, where from here?
Now, I can't think of one good reason why we all don't go home and go to bed.
If you made up your mind, I'll see you in the morning.
Les, I just thought of a reason.
Yeah, I thought you might think of one.
I want a complete biog on Trivers, from birth to death.
You know, I'm glad you're following through on this. If I went home and went to bed with nothing solved, I'd never be able to close my eyes.
Tim, do you know the part of Polonius in the play? For your edification, your captain gave one swinging Polonius performance at college.
Really?
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, it was the talk of Wentworth Manor, the most socially acceptable sorority on the college ground. Hey, put on that other spot, will you?
Okay.
Rock the net. It's Morris Evans.
Now, what are you doing here?
I remembered what you said on the phone. We were just there. The only place that could have been was a theater. Amos, who was murdered?
If I tell you, will you go?
All right.
Promise?
Certainly.
Roland Trivers. Goodbye.
How did it happen?
You promised to go.
Amos, we both know my word's no good. So Trivers was murdered. What are you using for a clue?
The body.
I need more information than that. What am I going to give my editor?
Give him your word.
Suppose it doesn't matter to you if I lose my job.
Of course it does. Come on.
Where are we going?
You'll find out. You know, it's remarkable how she can sleep with her eyes open. She told me she wasn't sleepy and asked me to bring her down here.
Mine's black.
Well, you're finally awake.
Of course I'm awake. My job depends on this story.
Good night. Sleep tight.
I am not accustomed to being routed from my bed and dragged unceremoniously to an emporium of misery and degradation.
Captain, this is Mr. Milo James, the producer of Hamlet.
How do you do, Mr. James? I'd like to ask you a few questions. Won't you sit down?
Hand me the telephone and ask my barrister.
You're not under arrest. We just want your cooperation.
In your idiom, that is merely another word for collusion, and I do not intend to conspire with the secret police.
Milo, Tell Captain Burke where you were last night.
Excuse me.
What are you going to do? Hey, miss! Tim, put me down! Stop it!
She had a reasonable good idea. Now, where were you last night after the performance?
I adjourned directly after the performance of my abode and proceeded to contemplate the various weapons and techniques I might best use in eliminating Mr. Trivers.
When did you first decide you wanted to kill him?
When he made his first appearance in Act One.
Are you saying you killed him?
Unfortunately, no. I was merely formulating my plan when he met his demise in the natural course of events. The fates work in strange and wondrous ways, do they not?
Did Trivers have many enemies?
Only those that knew him.
Do you know this girl?
Her face is somewhat familiar, but that's the way it is.
What's the way it is?
Every woman I know looks familiar. And now I must take my leave. I plan to audition a new Hamlet at 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, Mr. James, we're not quite finished with you yet.
But I am finished with you, sir. Irrevocably, irreversibly, and irrefutably. However, a word in passing.
Pass it.
I hesitate to give you aid and comfort, but in the interest of not having my privacy invaded again, I suggest that you see a Miss Sandra Prentice.
And who is Miss Sandra Prentice?
A modest young actress who has much to be modest about. She was being coached by Mr. Trivers. With the proper amount of indelicacy and rugosity, which your sentinel here possesses in abundance, I suggest that you will find Miss Prentice a very fount of information. Farewell, sir. And fair thoughts and happy findings attend you.
For over 25 years, Fisher Investments has stood apart from other money management firms by providing clients with a potent combination of insight, innovation, performance, and something more. Unsurpassed personal service.
We believe the 3 keys to investment success are: first, recognizing that it's a long journey; secondly, that it will have many unexpected obstacles that you must be prepared to overcome; and thirdly, that the way to deal with all of this is by knowing something others don't know.
Together, these 3 keys are the foundations for Fisher's ability to help meet and exceed your financial goals, allowing you to focus on what's really important, living your life.
Pick up the phone or visit our website to receive free of charge the Fisher Discovery Kit detailing Fisher's unique approach to money management. The kit includes these valuable investment guides. First, in the 8 biggest mistakes investors make and how to avoid them, you'll find common investor pitfalls and learn strategies that can improve your investment results. You'll also receive 10 critical questions every investor should ask. Your kit also includes the Wealth Management Guide and Fisher's own stock market outlook. Finally, for investors with more than $500,000 to invest, you'll receive a certificate for a free consultation with the Fisher Investments Regional Vice President. Take the first step today. The Discovery Kit is a great way to get to know Fisher Investments and learn more about investing.
The kit is free. There's no risk or no obligation. So call or go online now and take the first step on your journey to financial success and security.
To get your Fisher Discovery Kit, call 1-800-808-0438 or visit us online at fishernow.com.
Fisher Investments. Invest assured.
Mission Impossible, tonight at 7 on American Life TV.
Yeah. All that. It's very interesting. When? I think you'll let us goodbye.
Trouble?
Yeah, just a little bit. I sent Les to talk to Sandra. It seems our bird of paradise has flown.
Flown?
Yeah, she was seen leaving her apartment at 2 o'clock this morning with 2 suitcases.
Where do we go now?
Same place we were going. Trivers' apartment.
See, I hope I'm doing the right thing.
You know we're detectives. Everything will be fine.
Oh, you say, detectives, but I got no proof.
We showed your identification.
Yeah, you could have stolen the identification. Where I come from, it happens all the time.
Where do you come from?
I'm no fink.
Looks like we're a little late.
Looks like we're very late.
I bet you're a riot at a party.
I usually make the evening. Did you manage to do this all by yourself?
Oh, that wasn't hard.
I thought we left you in the mugroom.
That's right. I was mugged and fingerprinted. And when the man found out I hadn't been booked, he let me go. Just as I was leaving, you'll never guess who I bumped into.
No, I'll never guess.
Milo James.
Well, can you imagine that?
He invited me to breakfast. And I bet I know something you don't know.
Well, that comes as no surprise. We've got a complete file on what we don't know about this case.
Well, Sandra Prentice has a big urge for Trivers' understudy, Stephen Collins. And he's auditioning for Hamlet this morning.
You probably know where she is.
Would you be offended if I asked you a few questions?
What?
What are you doing here, and how did you get in?
I've been looking for clues. I was thinking about breaking in, but then I found those 2 French doors forced open.
Trivers must have had a visit last night.
Yeah, someone was sensitive about using the front door. Call the lab. Have them comb this place completely. If there's anything left that hasn't been turned inside out or upside down.
Oh, I didn't mean to do anything wrong.
But I'll take that into consideration when you come to trial.
Trial?
For obstructing justice, illegal entry, and creating a general nuisance. Normally you get 2 years for that. With my help, you'll get 5.
Then I guess I won't keep this.
Keep what?
Found it on the balcony.
And I bet you wiped all the fingerprints off it, didn't you? Same girl.
This is an unequaled opportunity. It is the very apex of your career. You could become Hamlet, and no doubt you have nurtured the desire to do it in your own way. Well, do it and don't bore me. Is that clear?
I dig you, Daddy.
My dear young man, I am not your pater familias. If I had been, I assure you I would have drowned you at birth. Proceed. Read the prints.
To be or not to be, that is the swinging question. Well, it is nobler in this weird mind to go into the tank. The slings and arrows of put-down fortune, or to take arms, to take a bike chain against the sea itself. And knock it off. To take a semen pill, man. Take a gas pipe, man.
You depraved, nefarious miscreant. Listen carefully. The sound you are hearing is the bard turning over in his grave.
You didn't dig it?
I suggest you leave these premises immediately before I lift my cane and split your skull like a ripe cassava melon. Get out.
I don't care, man.
Get out!
Man, I don't care, you know. Let's get out of here. This man's as square as a $5 bill. You, man, you.
Marlon, I'd like to talk to you.
Oh, pick another date, man.
We were 11:30 last night.
Hey, you must be the fuzz, huh?
Yeah, we're the fuzz. We're the fuzz. Were you rolling Trivers' apartment last night, or maybe very early this morning?
Yeah, I don't play with that cat, Daddy.
Yeah, but that cat's come around your kitten.
You're pretty hip, you know that? Yeah, I was up there about 1 o'clock. I went up there to get my chick and put Trivers down, but nobody answered the door, you know.
Where's your chick now?
I don't know, man. I have no time, you know.
You haven't heard from her?
Oh, not since yesterday. I got a call about 5 o'clock. She canceled our date. Said she was rehearsing all night with Trivers.
Do you know that she's disappeared?
Don't put me out, man.
Oh, it's fact. She's gone, like in Real gone. You, recognize this girl?
No.
Where you going?
I'm going to find Sandy. Okay?
I'm going to find Sandy! Going to find my baby! Going to find Sandy! Going to find my baby! Going to find Sandy! Going to find the fun baby! Going to find the fun baby! Oh, you little fun baby!
Oh, baby, what are you growling for? Don't fuss like that. Really? Oh, you think Mother was slighting you? Here you are. Here's a nice piece of coconut chiffon. There, that's a good girl. Come in.
Miss Moss?
Yes.
I'm Captain Burke. This Detective Tilson.
Oh, that's nice.
We're interviewing members of the cast regarding Trevor's murder. Mr. James said you were in.
Oh, she really loves to play. Here, you want a piece of coconut chiffon? No? Oh, poor dear Roland. You help me on with my coat. It was such a shock.
Yes, tragedies happen without reason or warning.
I didn't say it was a tragedy. I said it was a shock. I'm surprised someone didn't do him in a long time ago. I should have done it. That night in New Haven.
Well, what happened in New Haven?
Haven't you heard about it? It's theatrical history. We were opening a Macbeth. I was playing Lady Macbeth. Did you ever see me do the role of Lady Macbeth?
I'm afraid I missed that pleasure.
Oh, it's more than pleasure. It's pure exaltation. I was superb in it.
I'll bet you are.
Yes, well, it was one of the high points of the play. Act 1, Scene 5, in which she reads the letter. They met me in the day of success. And I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burnt a desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Pretty jazzy, isn't it?
It sings.
Oh, I was killing them in New Haven. If it hadn't been for Roland, I might have been an institution. I was the greatest thing that's happened since Boola Boola.
But what about Roland?
Oh, I continued to read the letter. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came Mrs. from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail King that shalt be. And then the clown did it.
He did? Did what?
Just when I was in the middle of Hail King that shalt be, Roland pushed the witch's cauldron onto the middle of the stage and took a bow.
Nice piece of upstaging.
I was stunned. I was absolutely stunned. But I am also indomitable. So I continued reading. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightest not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Don't you see Mother is doing Lady Macbeth? Lay it to the heart and farewell. Right here is where Roland fished into the pot and brought forth
Yes?
a boiled chicken.
Miss Moss, do you recognize this girl?
Why, yes, that's...
Yes?
For a moment, I thought it was someone I knew. A girl that was with me in drama school. You know, every now and then I see a picture that reminds me of her.
Does love remembered mean anything to you?
Sounds like a lovely thought.
The one on stage, Miss Moss.
Oh, she's gotten candy all over your shoes. Naughty girl. I'm so sorry.
Forget it, Miss Moss. It's just blood.
Hamlet enters and says, "Now, Mother, what's the matter?"
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
That's where you drink the wine. Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now? The line is, have you forgotten it? Pauline. Pauline! Pauline!
She's dead.
Looking for the highest quality vitamins at great low prices? Just click and save at vitamins.com. Go to vitamins.com right now for buy one, get two free savings on over 1,400 high-quality vitamins and supplements from Puritan's Pride. Buy one bottle of vitamin B12 for only $4.99 and get 2 bottles free. Or glucosamine chondroitin, buy one bottle, get 2 bottles free. Save on vitamin D, buy one for only $4.29 and get 2 free. Buy one bottle of omega-3 fish oil for only $7.99, get 2 bottles free. Vitamins.com is a fast and easy way to buy all your nutritional...
Just about anybody could have dropped that chaser into the goblet.
That narrows the field.
The poison was probably potassium cyanide.
Friendly?
A young man, may I ask how long you and your Siberian scrutinizers plan to continue this inquisition?
We'll be out of here before you know it, Mr. James.
Be assured that I shall know it.
You realize that you're sitting in the same...
I am acutely aware of that fact, and it is my fervent hope that someone will serve me a similar goblet of wine to rest, to sleep, to open tonight at 8:30 with no Hamlet and no Queen.
You mean you're not going to close the show tonight?
I cannot close the show. The show must go on. I must protect my backer's interest.
I thought you were the backer.
How could you possibly imagine that I would invest my own money in this Parthenon of dyspepsia? I detest Shakespeare, and I loathe Hamlet.
Well, then who is the backer?
I have no idea.
Well, then tell me, how were the financial terms arranged?
Exquisitely. Exquisitely. The money was to be conveyed to my bank. I went to the bank, and lo, there was the money. It was a delightful formula instituted by a lawyer here in town by the name of David Williams.
Then the backer was a client of Williams?
He is rather, I think, a ward of Mr. Williams. This anonymous patron of the arts, or some state institute, as the case may be, blossomed forth with the lunacy of honoring Mr. Shakespeare. Money, no object. The fee I quoted was enough to bring Mr. Shakespeare himself back to life.
But he met the terms?
With terms of his own. Through Mr. Williams, a certain casting was arranged. Travers as Hamlet, Pauline Moss as the Queen, and Wilbur Starlington as Polonius.
Travers, Moss, and Starlington. The killer's already gotten 2 of those reforms.
Ordinarily, I'm opposed to murder. But when you consider what the killer is doing for our theater, I'm inclined to say, bravo, sir! Bravo!
Burke. Captain, I think I might have something that connects this case.
Connect?
A lawyer named David Williams is shielding the identity of the play's anonymous backer. And through Williams, some casting suggestions were made.
Pauline, Moss, and Travers.
And the third performer, Wilbur Starlington, he plays Polonius.
I'll go and have a talk with him.
I have an address on him.
What is it?
It's, 912 Shoreham Drive.
Keep up the good work, young fellas. The Corps salutes you. Thank you.
Right. Good afternoon, Captain.
Mr. Starlington.
Yes?
Well, this is merely formality. I'm questioning all of Mr. Trivers' friends and associates.
Oh, yes?
Do you know...
What is it, Captain Blake?
Oh, you know, for a moment I thought I had seen you someplace before.
Huh?
Oh.
Thank you.
Mr. Starlington, where were you last night after the performance?
Why, I was right here in my home, rewriting.
Rewriting?
Yes, sir. I'm rewriting William Shakespeare. It's evident, Captain, that someone must. The stale dialogue and the hackneyed plots and those passages that the Shakespeare devotees revere as versified in lyrical language. May I borrow your ear for just a moment?
Oh, you have it.
And pity, like a naked newborn baby striding the blast, or heaven's cherubims horsed upon the sightless coursers of the air, shall keep the horrid deed in every eye. Now, really.
I like it. It has a lyrical quality.
Lyrical? As lyric as a piano rolling downstairs. In brief, what this verbose, tired old hacker was trying to say was the king's death would arouse pity and sorrow.
It has a certain economy of words.
No, and I tell you what, the plots, they're the living end. Now, check this for action. A bloodthirsty nobleman wants to put out the king's lights. So, in a bloody, goring knifing, the king gets it. Now, there are a couple of other fellows that want to put away the nobleman. One misses and gets stabbed to death, but the other one comes off better. He stabs the nobleman to death.
A gentle story.
It's called Macbeth.
Yes, I know. I won't see it again till you revise it.
Let me tell you the fix that I've got for it.
Let me tell you the fix you're in. You're going to have to prove to me that you were home last night and exactly at what time.
Oh, well, the servants were all asleep. I don't believe anyone heard me.
What about this afternoon?
Well, I was working most of the day, although a couple of hours ago I did take a drive to clear my head.
Pauline Moss was killed within the last 2 hours.
Pauline Moss?
Did you know this girl?
Why, no.
You're not doing very well, Mr. Starlington. If you knew it'd be easier.
You mean I'm batting a sticky wicket?
A rather sticky wicket.
Well, Captain, her name was Erin Dawn, and she was to have played Ophelia to Trevor's Hamlet. She was brilliant, but she never opened.
Why not?
Well, she quit during the rehearsals and moved away.
Where can I find her now?
Oh, find her indeed. She's dead. Someone wanted her buried out here, and they sent the body to a lawyer.
David Williams.
That's it. That's the name. It's strange you should ask me about Erin, because only this morning I received this through the mail.
Ferndale Cemetery. Love, remember. What makes you think this has a bearing on Erin Dawn?
Captain, I'm from New York. I have a very small circle of friends out here. Erin is the only one who died.
And I'll get back to you. Meanwhile, Mr. Darlington, could you interpret a phrase or two from Shakespeare for me?
Oh, I'd be delighted.
It goes, man, proud man, play such fantastic tricks upon high heaven as make the angels weep.
Well, you could say, man believes he can get away with murder, but he can't.
Interesting thought, Mrs. Darlington. Goodbye. Hello. Yes? There's no lawyer by the name of David Williams. Oh. But, Tim, I've got a thought. Meet me at the Ferndale Cemetery in 25 minutes. Right.
Under an act of Congress, a new golden age of coins is dawning in America. It's the first and only U.S. dollar coin.
The records show that the site was purchased by Mr. David Williams, a gentleman who doesn't exist, which has a little glow. And I'll bet that someone is Erin Dawn. The fictitious Mr. Williams wanted to conceal two identities, his own and the person he buried. We'll say that it is Erin in that grave.
And Williams wanted to agitate certain people, so the inscription was...
a considerably more effective reminder than simply putting her name on that headstone.
You know, my Shakespeare is a little shaky, but isn't "Pray you, love, remember" isn't that a quote from Shakespeare?
Complete line is from a speech of Ophelia's. There's rosemary that for remembrance pray you love. Remember.
You got something?
Roland Trivers got a picture and a note. Wilbur Starlington got a cemetery pamphlet. More clues would certainly follow that would lead both of them to the cemetery.
And memories of Aaron Dorn.
Yeah. Whoever sent the snapshot in the cemetery pamphlet felt Trivers and Starlington were responsible for Aaron Dorn's death. Captain Burke.
This is Les Amos. You remember Steve Collins, the motorcycle Hamlet?
Benevolently.
Well, he's been calling the station. He wants to make a deal with you, but only on condition you see him alone.
Did he tell you what kind of deal?
No, but he said you'd be interested. He's at a bar called the Blue Passion.
Sounds very formal. Business suit all right?
You mean you're going?
Well, I wouldn't miss it.
Hey, Mr. Cool, why don't you buy me a drink? Well. And whose little pussycat are you?
Wrong pussycat. Mr. Cool.
Got the view, Fuzz?
I'm here to make the scene, man.
I hear you want some jive from Sandra. Well, she'll give you some. You just, guarantee her pass, that's all.
Maybe.
That's no guarantee, man.
How'd you find her?
Oh, I just put out the word, just let it spread.
Why,
You keep her out, yeah?
Depends on how far she's in, eh?
Come on. Take 5, huh?
Spanish? Shall I start?
After I explain why I ran. I heard about the murder. Roland Trivers was coaching me in my part. The night he was killed, I was at his apartment.
You were afraid you'd be a suspect. Well, weren't you aware that you'd be even more under suspicion after you ran?
Well, I was terrified. I wasn't even thinking. Today was the first time I realized I was even going to have to talk to you. I didn't kill him.
What do you know about Erin Dorn?
She was a friend, a brilliant actress. I was her understudy, and Roland Trivers was in love with her.
Was she in love with Trivers?
He was the world, the whole wonderful world to her.
What does this locket mean to you?
It's mine. Oh, I must have dropped it when someone knocked on the front door. I guessed it was Stephen, so I waited on the balcony until I was sure he'd gone.
And then you ran. Out the back way.
You don't believe me, do you?
Reasonable answer. Maybe too reasonable.
But
What you told me wasn't particularly incriminating, Miss Prentice. You had no reason to run.
people can do things without a reason. I started going with Stephen, and there was no reason. He acts vicious and hostile to people because that's the way they act toward him. With me, he's kind and gentle and good. Because I accept him the way he is.
Miss Prentice, you'll have to come with me. There'll be some further questions, and I want a record of your statement. If you please.
You mean I'm under arrest?
If you were under arrest, I wouldn't say please.
Hey, Ellie, I don't think you dig the swinging action. She don't go. Come on.
That is a matter of opinion.
Steve, it's all right.
Just in case it isn't all right, Captain.
I got your message.
We must hasten. There's so little time.
For what?
To stop this performance.
What?
I tell you, Captain, I will not go on that stage until you find the murderer. Two of our friends, although I have no use for Trevis, are already gone. And it follows as the night that I may be the next one to be scried.
You mean because you were the last actor to be suggested by the backer of the show?
Yes.
Starlington, it seems to me that if somebody is plotting your demise, you should have an idea who it might be.
Captain Burke, would I conceal anything from you?
Yes. You haven't answered my question.
Very well. Pauline and Trivers appeared in a production of Hamlet in New York.
Aaron Dawn was a member of that company.
Thanks to Pauline. She brought Aaron to Trivers. You see, that's how Pauline kept her acting job through the years. She had the knack of finding girls for men like Trivers.
But even to Trivers, Aaron was something special.
Oh, he fell in love with her and demanded that she have the role of Ophelia. Well, during the rehearsals, he came and asked me if he could use my house. And for that, I was to get this role of Polonius.
Well, why did you want your house?
Well, Aaron was going to have a baby, and he needed a place for her to stay until the baby was born. Well, sir, I needed a job, and so I agreed.
And then what happened?
Aaron was completely in love with Trivers, but somehow he grew more and more disinterested. Finally, one day she read in the paper a notice where he announced his engagement to a young society girl.
How'd she die?
She simply wrote a note to someone out here, and then she drowned herself in the sea.
Like Ophelia.
You've got to stop the performance, Captain. It's only fair to tell you that I am a complete and abject coward, and I will not wear this beard tonight.
Well, don't wrinkle it. Someone might.
"'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out.
That's fine, Henry, just fine.
Contagion to this world.
Henry, we have just one small problem. I am trying to learn my part, and you are upstaging me.
Sorry, boss.
Now, let's get to the part where I get killed.
You get killed?
Yeah, I get killed. See, Hamlet is me hiding behind the curtain, and he jabs a sword at me through it.
You sure you got good part?
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I move aside quickly, and everything works out fine.
If you don't, can I keep Rolls Royce?
I just remembered something.
Why are you so sure he'll try tonight?
Because this scene gives him the perfect opportunity. Here, hold this for me, will you, Tim?
Hey, Captain, you don't wear a breastplate there.
Timothy, this happens to be my breastplate. It also happens to be my...
Sorry, sir.
Now, you just tell the prop man that I want another breastplate. Tell him that I desire protection both stem and stern. He'll ask me to sit down during the performance. The play's over. All right, Henry, where were we?
1 minute.
Now, would you say I look like Polonius?
Polonius look like you, boss.
Captain, are you sure nobody knows it's you?
As far as the company is concerned, I am Starlington, and the show goes on as usual.
Well, good luck. The curtain's going up.
I hope I don't go up with it. He will come straight. Look, you lay home to him, and tell him that his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him.
Mother?
Withdraw. I hear him coming.
Pray, be round with him.
Mother. How now, Mother? What's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
You have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go. You question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter, Mother?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come, sit down. You shall not budge. You go not until I set you up a glass where you may see the innermost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help! Ho!
What ho! Help! Help!
How now? A rat? Dead for a ducat. Dead.
Oh! I am slain. Why, Mr. Williams?
Trivers killed her. With the help of the others. Here. There's a letter.
Dear Father, this is from your Aaron. You were right. New York wasn't the place for me. I should have taken your advice and stayed just plain Maggie Dugan of Los Angeles. But that can't be changed now. In a few minutes, I will leave you, but before I do, I want to tell you, I love you. Aaron.
I wanted him to remember for the rest of his life. That's why I had the headstone inscribed, pray, you love, remember.
She's certainly very popular.
I should have been as popular with you when I was getting my story.
I left a pass for you every place you stopped.
How was I supposed to know? Well, anyway, I got my story.
That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Easy, honey. Now, don't get excited. Keep calm.
Uh-oh. And there isn't a cloud in the sky.
Monsieur?
Oh, merci. Merci. Scissors? Voila.
Oh, gee, thanks a million, mister. This is the end of the bus line, you see, so I always stop here to freshen up in case my friend asks.
What do they ask?
Where I've been. Then I can always say that I've been to the Chateau Rouge restaurant. It's sort of a status symbol. Well, thanks a million. She always takes you places like this for lunch?
Mm-hmm.
She must be loaded, huh?
I'll say.